Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between JHova and Railgan on Dusk Towers. This is actually game 1 in a best of 3 that was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. I figured I'd go ahead and cast it instead of one of the pro series that I've been casting lately, just because there's a definite lack of professional replays lately. I'm waiting for a couple of tournaments to wrap up and release their replay packs, but until then, we're going to do this. All right, in the bottom side of Dusk Towers, we have the orange Terran player. It is a JHova. And at the top side of Dusk Towers, we have the purple Zerg player. It is Railgan, representing Rod G. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It looks like Railgan did do the extractor trick to get out 15 harvesters with 14 available supply. Helps him get up to that 300 minerals for the expansion a little bit more quickly. That looks like exactly what he's doing. He's saving up his mineral count, and he is going indeed. Got the Overlord, and wait, what is going on here? He's continuing to drone up here. Okay, so he's not actually going for as early a hatch as I would expect. This is looking like about a 19 hatch or so. So hatch first play, bam. There it is. Not as early as he could have gotten it there, but at the same time, it was still pretty darn early indeed. The barracks is about 50% complete there. Spawning pool, not quite on the way yet. Railgan does not have enough minerals to do so. 150. He's trying to get there as fast as he can because he knows there's a Reaper on the way. JHova he just looks like he's someone who's going to go for a Reaper opening. And let's see if he can pull this thing off here. Ready, set, barracks will complete in 10, 9, 8. Oh man, that's going really fast. 2, 1, 0. And immediately the barracks makes a Reaper. Okay, so Reaper heading on out. The Overlord should be able to spot this. The Overlord coverage is pretty darn fantastic here. Setting up a different spots to check a Reaper heading on up. And the spawning pool is about 50% complete there too. There will be enough gas. I think just about to get speed. It's going to be very close, but he might have to wait a couple of seconds to get that speed started, which he's going to want if this is going to be some kind of a mass Reaper play or just to deal with a single Reaper. It can be very annoying to do that, but slowlings and queens can do it just as well as anything else. So Reaper just about to pop, fully walling off here, worried about any ling pressure that might be coming. And indeed, will one Rax expand completes with the expand as JHova gets a command center. Reaper heading on up. There are some drones here mining. These are very brave drones. Super brave. Metabolic boost on the way for Railgan. Factory coming up here for JHova. I have to assume that's take on JHova, like Jehovah's Witness, but I do not know. I'm not going to make any crazy assumptions here. So here comes the Reaper. Again, Queen's just about to pop out there. There are slowlings, but there are unprotected drones here, man. Run, drones, run. KD8 charge, knocking everybody back. What a charge. That was one of the best ones I've ever seen. Tries to kill a ling. Can he get it? Focusing these guys down. Does kill a ling. Takes some shots, though. Is getting chased around on that creep. As soon as that queen pops out, big problem for the Reaper, knocking all of the drones back, but no drones actually dying here. Is he going to lose the Reaper to these slowlings? No, he does not. Actually has 4 kills there. Takes another shot from the queen and escapes. Managed to get the heck on out of there, but does have 4 kills. I think all of those are lings. Yes. So again, not incredible control there by Railgan, but he didn't lose any drones. He is currently up 25 to 23 harvesters, has a 3rd hatch coming up there. And he also has 2 queens sitting up here at the top of the ramp, making sure the Reaper can't get back in this way, at least. So the Reaper is just kind of dancing about, trying to find a place. Nope, patrolling, it looks like, back and forth just a little bit to see if he can kill any creep tumors, kill any slowlings that try to come out there. And actually going to try to get that creep tumor before the queen, and does get the creep tumor before the queen takes him down. KD8 charge, very helpful there too, knocking the queen out of the way, giving him some extra time to actually take down that tumor. Next up, Hellions. All right, so round 2 of the harass for JHova is Hellions. Is he waiting for 4? Or does he want to go with 2? Looks like he wants to go with 2. Here comes some speedlings running on down. Is this going to be drop lord play? That positioning of that Overlord tells me it might very well be some drop lord play. Where do those lings go? What is over here? Why are you hanging out by this weird spaceship thing, lings? Oh, whoop, wait, hey, heading back home now because they see the Reaper, they see the Hellions, they need to go assist the swarm. So the Queen's getting some stabs off. Do they get the Reaper? They get the Reaper. Nicely done, but the Hellions jump right on inside, and they're going to head right back to, unfortunately, an empty expansion. No drones there at all. Oh boy, how embarrassing for those Hellions. And they run on up into this mineral line, which is full of juicy drones. What a pin, though. Whoa, good play by the drones. They're pinning the Hellions inside, losing 2 total drones for 2 Hellions. That is a fair trade. What a play by Railgan. Nicely done indeed. As his Baneling nest finishes, the Hellions scouted that out. So JHova knows to expect Banelings, which might be a concern. I'm not sure if he's too worried about that one, though. Now, moving into looks like a more standard marine drop, or marine type play here. There are some Hellions in a drop heading up along this left side where there is no Overlord coverage. Keep in mind, this Overlord is getting a nice scout out, though. Look at this. He sees everything. He sees... Yeah, man. He saw that command center. He saw the 2 barracks. He knows exactly what is coming from JHova. Excellent scout indeed. Here comes the medevac. Trying to boost on in, and he does. Hellions immediately going to work on these workers. Is there anything to kill this? Kind of not really. The Lings come on in. Try to find these guys. Lining them up. Oh, no. What a lineup on these drones. Drones trying to fight for their lives. A Baneling hits, and Lings taking out every single one of the Hellions but one. One does manage to escape, but oh, do we dare look at the carnage? 12 drones. So 10 drones died in that attack. 10 drones for 3 Hellions. It is now 41 to 45 harvesters. JHova does have the worker lead. Doesn't know if he feels quite safe enough to land that 3rd command center. But you know what? He heard me and said, Falcon, I do have the courage. And he moved right on up, dropped it in there, threw down a missile turret, and everything's going to be happy. Lings running on down to see what they can do about denying that 3rd. Can't get there in time to actually stop it, I don't think. But they could maybe force a liftoff. What is here to deal with that? Some Liberators. Liberators might be good for denial that way. There's a single Hellion. There are a few Marines. But if these Lings want to come up this ramp, they might be able to actually kill Mule and an SCV. And yes, they do actually go up to the missile turret. They kill the SCV. Can they get the Mule too? The answer is going to be no. I don't know. Do they want to get inside the base? Be so careful up there. They kill the Hellion. They run back out. There are 3 Marines at the top of the ramp there. They're going to try to kill more SCVs here. Can they get a couple more before the Marines chase them off? No. Nope, babysitting the Marines fairly, or the SCVs fairly well here, and does actually lose the Marines. Oh no! Zerglings are free inside this mineral line. They're forced to fight for their own lives, and with support from the medevac, this might actually not turn out too poorly. Look at that. Look at that. Only 4 SCVs died there that whole time. Huh, little surprising. So, bit of a nice hold there by JHova. Losing those Marines, kind of a problem, but he's got a Marine complement here. He has a couple Liberators here as well, which he didn't throw into Defender mode, which I found surprising. Defender mode circle here, Defender mode circle here, and the Lings get melted very, very quickly indeed. Railgun has been macroing up behind this, though. Has a 4th hatchery. It's going for a missile, nope, muscular augments, rather. And then +1/+1 for his ground melee units. And centrifugal hooks. So why the heck is he getting why is he getting Hydras but not getting upgrades for the Hydras? That is a good question. We'll have to see what Railgun is planning on doing. A Liberator Marine push coming out for JHova. Lings might change into Banelings, going for a crash here to try to take down that orbital command. It's about 13 Banes to actually pull that off. Here they come running on and getting a full surround on all of these Marines. Again, the Liberator's not helping at all here. There we go, throwing up a Defender mode circle. The Lings get on inside. Oh no, the supply depot. The supply depot was lifted. Widowmine shot will be massive here. Yeah, 7 kills on that Widowmine. The Lings deciding to set up here and kill a supply depot and a barracks instead of going anywhere else, which is odd. Actually heading back home here is JHova to deal with these guys. This is crazy. Good positioning by these Marines. No more than 1 or 2 Marines can be attacked at a time. But will the Lings get through anyway? No, they will not. All the Lings get completely taken down, but that delayed the attack by JHova. All Railgun lost was maybe 35 Lings, maybe 15 Lings in that attack. But he kept JHova back on 1 foot, back on his heels, was able to get his 4th base established. Hooray, get a 5th base coming up here too. Railgun, man. Playing hard, playing strong. Has some Hydras, has some Lings. It's a Hydra-Ling composition with upgrades for the Lings. And a Lurker Den coming in here too. So that makes sense. I mean, Lurkers are good. It's just Liberators. How do you do with the Liberators here? Hydras are pretty good at that. If they can get the right angle. If they're forced to go into the circle to deal with the Liberators, bad things happen. Bad things always happen in that situation. So here we go. Hydras, Lings. Do they want to be aggressive here? Railgun, are you being aggressive against these many Liberators? Liberators don't have a circle up, though. Here we come. Lings, fast Banelings crashing on in. Hydras trying to snipe down the Liberators before the circles do too much damage. 2 actually end up dying quickly. Another Liberator does go down here. Banelings are all gone, though. They've killed a lot of stuff, but here are a bunch of Hydras with muscular augments running for their lives as the Marines and the Marauders are a little bit too scary to handle on their own. The Hydra's back on out. Another drop coming on up. Trying to do a Widowmine drop here. Nothing to drop, unfortunately, at the 5th base, but they might find some targets here at the 3rd. There is a Widowmine. JHova is being very, very careful about this. Nope, just kidding. Walks right through the Spore Crawler here. And taking some shots and then being discovered and then juking back around. Dropping the Widowmine. Can it burrow before it gets killed? Yes, it can. Boom. Immediately getting 4 kills. Another drop here on this Widowmine. Can it get a shot off? Boosh. 5 kills there. Excellent, excellent Widowmine drops indeed. Queen trying to snipe this thing down. Going to fly right past that Spore Crawler, though. Oh, no, it unburrowed. Oh, it unburrowed, but the Queen's going to snipe this down. Bam. Medevac ends up completely dead, but The Widow Mines also get cleaned up. This one might get there. There's an Overseer, though. Never mind. It's completely exploded. So workers killed. 21 drones have been killed by JHova. Pretty good. Still 69 to 60 Harvesters, though. This creep spread looking really, really beautiful for Railgan. Has all these bases up and going. Is he still going with this Lurker Ling Hydra combo with Banelings? I guess he is. Looks like he is. Interesting composition, if nothing else. So here come the Marines and the Marauders. Here comes some flying tanks, which have been discussed as being removed from the game. But so far, I haven't seen much support for that idea. So we'll see what happens with these guys. But they fly right on up to the classic position to do some harassment on this high ground and get some shots off on the extractor. What incredible play here by JHova. Forcing the full evacuation of the fort, though, is very nice. Everybody running for their lives. No way to deal with this stuff on the high ground because there's no spire. Now there's a spire on the way. But man, this is such a hard area to attack. Just abandon this Railgun. Go saturate this base. That's what he's done. Maybe expand down here. This is such a hard base to take and to hold against Terran. Just it makes you feel bad, man. Super, super bad. For a second, JHova wanted to close down these rocks, then changed his mind. Said, you know what? I want to walk out. Never mind. Going to try to kill some creep. Backs on out. The Lings don't quite engage. They almost engage, but not quite. Creep tumors are starting to get destroyed. There's still a bunch over through here, though, that Railgan is very happy about. Queen's actually stabbing away at this tank on the high ground, and bam! The Queen ends up dead. Other tanks are still here, though. Don't mind them. Just going to push on in, drop the tanks on the creep, kill the creep tumors, try to convince the creep to recede and go back home. The Lurkers are rolling on in, though. The Lurkers are trying to burrow on in an advantageous position. Banelings crashing on in. The Lurkers crashing, smashing through everything, spiding through everything, forcing JHova back here. You do not want to attack into this many Lurkers. He thinks about it, but no. Backs on up there. There is some tank fire going down. Good transfuses here from Railgun, using the transfuse ability to much, much great effect. It's 71 to 60. 2 Harvesters. JHova is taking a 4th base of his own. Is Railgun retaking his 4th, or is he too afraid to do that? Might be a little bit too afraid to do that. Flying on up is JHova. Some tanks are left behind. No room for you in the inn. Widow Mine, how many kills? Ooh, 7 kills. Not too shabby. Tanks are going to... I think tanks are going to go up here. While there's a drop in the main base. Kind of a two-pronged approach here from JHova. And yeah, drops immediately in the main base. Does not waste any time there at all. Going after extractors. Going after the lair. The tanks do set up in tank mode, but not in range to actually hit anything. So maybe that's a mistake. Banelings coming on in. No, the lair gets taken down, though. That is a nice, nice pickup for JHova. That is a huge blow to Railgan. Ouch, indeed. Losing that lair. Oh no, he's morphing a new one. It's going to be a while before it actually pops up, though. +3 infantry weapons on the way for JHova. Does he have +3 armor? He has +2 armor. That's good. Not really worrying about +3 armor, but at this point, I'm not sure that it really matters. Taking down that hive was just... It was immensely scary. Finally, the tanks actually set up in a place where they can do something. 2 kills, 3 kills here. They're going to get this hatch. I think they need a scan to see that far. Look at that mass transfuse, though. Oh, they actually need a scan to see that far. That's weird. Another drop down here. Spine crawler trying to go to town and kill some stuff, but no, gets taken down immediately. Banelings surround, evaporating everything on the ground here. JHova does not pick anything up. The medevacs are alone. His attention is back up here, though, in the main base, going after the spawning pool. Actually taking down the replacement hatch. Does not get canceled. Holy shamoli, JHova is everywhere right now. Stutter stepping his way back. These Lings that are streaming on the Lurkers should be able to take this down, but 2 Lurkers die immediately, and then the pickup and the boost out. And the jank back here from JHova. The fake out. An attack up here on the high ground. There was a Lurker, I think, but it probably got taken down. Creep tumor might get landed. That would be nice, but no, gets exploded by siege tanks. Tanks, I guess if they moved a little bit closer, they could see that. They could see that and probably kill that hatch if they wanted to. But again, landing back down, trying to heal these guys up. They've been stimmed a little bit too heavily. Much yellow and orange is visible here. They're basically saying, hey, Railgun, why don't you come up here and try to take this base? There are Corruptors on the way, though. Corruptors very, very useful indeed against this medevac stuff that's been going on. 1 medevac does go down immediately. The other 2 taking some shots, not even trying to run. Everyone is killed by Lurkers. Every medevac is gone too. This could be a turning point for Railgun. It really could here. Another attempt here with an Overlord. Tries to drop back here with a Queen, but the Queen ended up dead. And it looks like it was probably a tank that dropped over there too. So far Railgun's been playing defense a lot. But if he can take out these medevacs and make these Lurkers have some good use here. Actually taking out a tank immediately. Nicely done, Lurkers. No upgrades on those guys at all as far as attack goes, but still doing that extra damage versus armored is super useful against tanks if you can see them. Corruptors flying on in, trying to force the medevacs back away here. More attacks on the Lurkers. Transfuses trying to keep them alive. Queens trying to keep themselves alive with transfuses. Did they actually take down the hatch? They did. The siege tanks finally took down this hatch. But replacement hatch down here for Railgan. I think he's going to be A-OK. 67 to 64 harvesters. The Corruptors saying, where are your medevacs? We will kill all of them. And they do. And they do. No running at all now for these guys. Tank 1 dies. Tank 2 dies too. And the Bile wants nothing to do with these guys. The tank count is getting disgustingly low. Currently, okay, it's 7. It is 7. I don't know where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe flying around here. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So there they are. It is 182 to 188 supply. This is a pretty darn intense game to this point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure who is going to win. Railgan has taken a beating, taken a pounding. He's tried to do some stuff of his own, but JHova just hasn't taken much damage. I don't know if Railgan can hang here, continuing with this lurker play. +2 carapace, +2 ground melee. Trying to get a good angle of attack. Widowmine catches a ton of lings. 9 kills on that Widowmine. Flying on in here are the lings to distract the attention, and now Hydras and the Lurkers. Good spread, good concave from JHova. Actually stimming forward, coming in to try to kill these Lurkers, but the spines are everywhere. Forced to run back here, using scans, using the tanks to take down every Lurker, forcing them to unburrow and get the heck on out. This Lurker with 4 kills is going to be destroyed. Corruptors flying on in, suiciding themselves to take down the medevacs, allowing no retreat for JHova. Lurker spines are trying to deal with these tanks. It's just they're armored themselves. They take extra damage here from the tanks. The tanks do extra damage to them. Everybody getting extra damage here, but everything actually does get cleaned up here by Railgun. It's 146 to 118 total supply. This base is up. Not much is happening with it, though. I have to imagine JHova would like to keep this a secret from now on. The creep spread is insane. Railgun spreading creep around the traditional expansion areas for Terran on this map. Actually using corrosive bile on a missile turret. No, I've seen that one before. Lurkers. Oh, the scan. Going to try to take everything down before they get destroyed by these tanks. Can they do it? Taking out 2 tanks there, but this tank a little bit outside of the range. Inside of the range of that tank. These tanks are still here. Still can't see that. Still bad positioning. Oh, this isn't a planetary fortress. Oh, no. Immediate lift off. These mules are completely wasted. What a bad move there by JHova. Not establishing the space. A link check by Railgun. Fantastic. And here comes the Corrosive Bile Corruptor Gang. That's what they're called officially. Corrosive Bile Corruptor Gang. More Hydras on the way. +3 attack coming up here for JHova. APM for these players is north of 200, 250 or so. And the orbital command does end up falling. Repositioning with the tanks to kill this base for what feels like the 8th time, but really would only be the 2nd time. Can the Queens deal with this? They're going to try to do it. They come up. They're taking shots from the tanks, though. Any upgrades on these tanks? No, not really. Wow. Immediately sniping these suckers down. 1 tank dies. The other one does not. The Queens decide to back out. I'm not entirely sure why. Running around, cleaning out creep here. 2 is JHova. Oh, boy. This tank has 11 kills. He's been killing drones. 43 drones have died thus far for Railgun. Does not look good at all. Trying to land here. Long distance mining. Here is JHova continuing to produce medevacs, marines, Ultralisk Cavern on the way for Railgun. That could really turn the tide here, because if JHova doesn't get tanks, ghosts rather. Ultras are really, really good against Terran. Ghosts pretty much neutralize them entirely, but if you don't have any ghosts, it is bad going for our Terran players in StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Ultralisk Cavern going to finish here. Railgun kind of mineral starved. He does have a lot of gas, though, which is nice. He actually supply blocked close to. So he needs to kill some of his available army if he's going to deal with Ultras. And here comes a big drop here. Okay, not a big drop, but it melts the hatchery immediately because they have +3/+3. And they boost on out. Well played by JHova. That is how you have to play as Terran. Coming up here to try to land a command center this way, but guess what? More creep receding as the tumors do get taken down. Corruptors are looking really bad for these medevacs, and here they are. Revenge is ours, say the Corruptors. Wha-bam, wha-bam, and then they back out and say, ha, now what are you going to do, little guys? Going to force you down this ramp to your death. Yikes, don't go through there. That plus armored actually applies to Marauders too, as they are armored units. Flying around, killing overlords. Killing creep tumors. Slowly receding this creep back. We are 19 minutes in. How did he... Oh, actually threw down some spine crawlers on the dying hatchery's creep before it completely receded and replaced the hatch. Now pooping creep on these things so they won't die. All right, excellent, excellent indeed. Any ultras actually in production here for Railgan? No. Widowmine shot. Actually taking these things down. Coming in here with a couple lings and an overseer to take that Widowmine out. Goodbye, Widowmine. It was nice knowing you. Look out, Corruptors, run. Pretty big army here. Marine Marauder tank. No upgrades on these tanks. Kind of surprised about that from JHova, but his attention has been elsewhere. Both players getting a fairly large bank. Both players are maxed out to this point. We are 20 minutes into this match. Finally mining here is JHova. Finally mining here is JHova. And we are seeing the typical split in long macro games on this map. Player A down this side. Player B down this side. And that's it. These guys are still alive. I don't think they can come and take this out with 2 lurkers and 2 spine crawlers here. The mining is happening. Timing's a little bit off. A little bit off here. Corruptors just flying around trying to see what they can kill. Using caustic spray on a refinery. Might as well just taking down the planetary fortress at this point. There we go. I think that's what they're going to do. Waiting for that to burn down. Does end up burning. Can they take the PF? I feel like they could. I feel like they could, but I think their attention is split. They have 2 duties: to take down buildings and take out medevacs. That seems to be entirely what they are for. Greater Spire on the way for Railgun. Does he want to go for Broodlords instead? I guess the fact that he already has these Corruptors might indicate he's already going for Broodlords. These guys try to take down this base as expected, but as expected, 2 spines and 2 lurkers. A little bit too tough, a little bit too much of a tough defense there for those guys, especially without medevac support. Lings coming in. No, this is a crazy defensive line here for JHova. Right on the edge of this creep, there are tanks, there are barracks. Actually, a sensor tower. There are missile turrets sitting here too. I mean, this is a terrible choke to try to walk through if you're Railgun, and it's actually beautiful. It's a beautiful setup here from our Orange Terran player. It's very strong and is well set. The number of tanks here, the number of Marines, and the anti-air is good too. There's nothing really here that can deal with Broodlords. So we'll see if that's something that Railgun decides to do. Never actually replaced this base. Just kind of long distance mining from the resources that are here. Poor Railgun. Maybe he wants to throw a base there. I don't know. But here come the drops in the main base once again. Going after evolution chambers. Trying to kill drones. Trying to kill a Baneling nest. And the Corruptors show up and say, where are those medevacs? There they are. Holy Banelings, Batman. Just killing everything on the ground. It might not be cost effective, but you know what? I'm not sure that Railgun cares at this point. He has a pretty darn big bank. 6,000 and 4,000. Freed up a little bit of room to make some Broodlords or to make some Ultras if that's what he wants to do. A planetary, I assume. Yep, planetary fortress. Missile turrets here. JHova is turtling up hardcore. Turtling up. The question is he going for Broodlords? He does have ghosts. I just did see some ghosts in production. Some Liberators here too. Liberators might actually not be bad against Broodlords. They do tend to stack up. A link drop here in the main base as a Railgun returns the favor against JHova, trying to take down supply depots, which is actually working out pretty well. I'm not sure if it's going to supply block JHova because a lot of command centers are on the field, but taking down a sensor tower is not bad, and then suiciding themselves into this ball of bio. And all the lings are gone. The drop lords trying to run for their lives. Get out. Run for your lives. Oh, there's a Liberator following. That's not good. Boop. One drop lord dies. And actually, Railgun sets up a gold base. Not here. Not on his side of the map, but down here, which is kind of really close to JHova's main and pretty darn scary. Here come the Broodlords, though. Railgun throwing Broodlords down on top of everything. Again, not much here to deal with this except for a couple ghosts. Except for a couple Liberators. The Queens are trying to stab down the Liberators. It's actually an Ultra Queen setup here, which we haven't seen for a while, but it might actually work here for Railgun. He is crushing through this line fairly easily, taking some shots from the Liberators, but the Broodlords do not care. They're getting transfused. Broodlings are destroying everything on the ground. They do have +2/+2, making them so effective. Missile turrets being absolutely destroyed and abandoned by JHova, and here comes the onslaught. Liberators, I think Vikings might be a better choice, but JHova is sticking with the Liberator composition and the Ghost composition here. The question is, can the Ghost get close enough to the Broodlords where they can do this? Lurkers actually set up a little prematurely and completely get destroyed. The Broodlords coming in from the right side here are chewing through these bio units, though, absolutely melting them. The free units really making use of themselves. Liberators actually trying to take down these units. Corruptors trying to kill them too. Queens on the ground trying to snipe these things down. How many Broodlords are left in the air? The answer is 7. There are still 7, which is still a pretty darn good number here. The Ghost just can't get close enough to do snipe This is insane. They keep trying, but the range on the Broodlord is just so far. Setting up defender mode circles here. Is it enough to kill these queens before the queens kill them? It's going to be very, very close indeed. And transfuses desperately keeping them alive. There's a drop up here in the main. Is there enough to take this down? A couple Hydras trying to deal with it. No, there's a tank. There are Marauders. There are Marines forced to go back and deal with this. Is Railgan and the queens. Can they take down the final Liberator? Is it going to be close? Yes. Yes, with 1 hit point remaining, the queen manages to do it. Picking up, boosting out here is JHova. The first Ultras are popping out here too. Collector's Edition Ultras from the Collector's Edition of Heart of the Swarm. Are there any Corruptors in the air to take these guys down? No. No, there are not. All the Corruptors are dead. This is insane. The 25 minutes into this game, I don't know who's going to win. Both players do have mining bases. This gold has been established by a Railgun. That's crazy. The Sensor Tower can see that. Sensor Tower can see this thing. He knows that it's there. Spawning. Not a spawning pool. Brother, a Spore Crawler is getting some shots off on these medevacs as they head on to the bottom right side of this map, trying to find a place to drop, but no, says Railgun, you're not going to do that. I'm going to follow you with my Ultras. I really don't have any flying units. I'm making some Corruptors to deal with this, but for now, I think you just get to go home. Will the static defense finish in time here? Trying to knock down this and come and run and defend this area. Yes, static defense. So much static defense is here. Do not land here, JHova. Do not do it. Spore Crawler actually taking down a couple of the medevacs. Wow. And the Corruptors assisting with this as well. Is he going to lose another medevac? Yes. 1 medevac does survive with a single ghost inside, but that is it. He's trying to take this space, is JHova, but there is creep. Oh, that creep tumor is just outside the range. I don't think he's going to be able to land this. I think the creep will extend too far. I don't know. I don't know the exact range on this creep tumor. I have to watch that. Keep a close eye on that one. Here comes Railgun. 200 to 142 total supply. More Liberators, more Ghosts in production. Again, Ghosts are so good against Ultras. There are missile turrets being thrown down here, which are easily destroyed by Lings and by Ultras. Is the creep? I don't know. We don't know. Here comes the attack, though. A lot of Liberators. A lot of Defender mode circles. Run, Ultras, run! Run for your lives. Where did those Broodlords go? Oh, the snipes. Can you hear them going down? Yes, you can hear them. You can hear them going down. There are still 7 Broodlords on the map. Where the heck? Oh, they're here. Alright, so it is a Broodlord, Ultra, Corruptor, Overseer game. Queens walking on down. And yes, actually the command center can land. The creep almost gets there. Almost gets there. To where it stops it from landing, but no, can't quite get there yet. Why is JHova not maxed out? I guess he's actually more starved for money than you would expect. Pretty much mined out here, pretty much mined out here. He has these 2 mining bases, but that's it. We know Railgun has this gold base, which is nice. This base here too, which is just now getting fully saturated, and this base as well. And this base still has some minerals that he's harvesting from, so pretty useful to still have bases available. I'd have to assume Railgun's being a little bit more cost efficient. He's lost 28,600 minerals. 10,700 gas has JHova. Railgun has lost 28,500 minerals and 9,700 gas. So pretty darn even, but 47 drones have died so far. Whew, moment of silence for all those drones. But Railgun, you know what? He is not in a bad position. He is really not. Tier 3 units here. He has Lings inside of Drop Lords. He has Broodlords with 1 Carapace upgrade. And that is it, but I think he'll be okay with that one. Heading south. Heading south is Railgun. Where's he going with these Lings? Probably to the main base again. Although there are a lot of missile turrets here. That is a lot of missile turrets, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a Liberator, Ghost, Marine, Marauder composition for JHova. Not a huge army, but with some good time snipes. That could be a big deal. Actually suiciding themselves and to take down a sensor tower. Nicely done, Lings. I mean, they're all dead, obviously, but you know what? Taking down a sensor tower is always a good thing. The Drop Lord is trying to find an angle in which to attack. Having a hard time with it. There's a planetary fortress down here. They're wiggling back around. Oh no! Liberators come in and goodbye every Drop Lord. Woo! Couple Lings got on the ground there. That's okay. Did you just snipe a Ling? I think that ghost just sniped a Ling. And by snipe, I mean steady targeting. He steady targeted a Ling. That's crazy talk. Alright, let's do this thing. Railgun. You have a huge bank. Go crush, go remax, and then crush again, and you got this game, I believe. Spreading the creep, he really wants to bring these queens along, just for transfuse capabilities. Also, I think he's legitimately worried about snipe here. And Liberators instead of Vikings. Again, I just like the range. I like the range the Vikings offer here. They also do very well against Broodlords. Liberators, again, the splash damage is nice. Vikings don't have splash. Broodlords do tend to clump up, but not super bad. I just don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out. Getting the range on advanced ballistics. Actually, is he making a nuke? What? JHova's making a nuke. I have not seen a nuke on my channel in, I want to say, months. I honestly think it's been months since I've seen a Terran go for nukes on my channel. That Liberator group is huge. Look at them, just absolutely melting the Corruptors, taking out the Broodlords here too. This is working a lot better than I expected. The Queens are stabbing down on them, trying to kill them. The Liberators refuse to die. They have no upgrades, but it doesn't matter. Are all the Broodlords gone? No, there are still 2. There are still 2 Broodlords. No big deal. Holy smokes. Scanning here, seeing the Liberator or the Lurkers on the ground. There's the snipes. Ooh, trying to steady target down those Lurkers. Lurkers are alive. Still alive, but not for long. Ready, set, go. Steady targeting. Bam, bam. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Trying to take these guys down. There is an Overseer in the air. Defender mode circle. What? Defender mode circle overload. Baneling's crashing on in, trying to kill those ghosts too. Ultra's getting a little bit too close there. Steady targeting. Take it. Look at the range on that thing. Whoa. So many Ultras are dying. Railgan is letting this slip through his fingers. Like I said, though, the max out is nice. Continuing with Ultras. I don't understand why. Here come the Liberators. JHova trying to take this thing down. This is game 1 of a game best of 3, you guys. This is game 1. How crazy are the other 2 games? Yeah. All right, here we go. Maxing up once again here is Railgan. Is it maxing up? No, it's maxing out. Maxing out. This is a long game. The Queens don't have any upgrades. I don't know why Railgan's not getting upgrades. I guess, I mean, he has an evolution chamber. He doesn't have 2, but he could probably make another one, I guess. This hatchery is here, unfortunately thwarting the command center's attempts to land in that area. Railgan has kept this base pretty much at the point where it's mined out. Like, that's crazy. I cannot believe he's done that. Marines show up, try to take down this hatchery, which you can't really see because there we go. Because of the animation of the command center trying to land there. Another big attack rolling on in. Defender mode circles are here. Corruptors trying to take down those Liberators quickly. Baneling's fungal growth being tossed down. Can the steady targeting take care of everything here? The Ghosts are doing what they can. The Ultras are too many, though. Crashing through here. Corruptors JHova with a GG. As the Corruptors take out the final Liberators, it is 177 and 93 total supply. And that is it for JHova. JHova's defeated. Railgan's victorious. And JHova has left the game. Wow. That was a good one. That was a good one, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you how many times on my channel I've seen a Protoss or a Zerg player just say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going through these circles. I'm killing everything. I don't care what these Liberator Defender mode circles can do to me. They walk through. They take their damage, but they crush through anyway. They deal with something. Blink Stalkers, maybe to take down the Liberators. Maybe Tempest too. Corruptors are good at it too. And then you just walk through it. And you know what? It's not as bad as you thought. It's really strong. But look how many Ultras survived walking through those circles. How many survived with the Ghosts trying to steady target them down. Just amazing play here by Railgan, by JHova. The drops were insane. Compositions were good. Again, I still think Vikings might have been better against those Broodlords, as there are still Broodlords available. Oh! Is it possible Defender mode was targeting on Broodlings? If that's the case, having some Broodlords was actually genius by Railgan. You drop some Broodlings down here in the circles. That's what they target. It's 85 damage. It's overkill on a Broodling. Broodlings have 30 health. So, hey, you took out a Broodling with 1 hit. Congratulations. But that allows my Ultras to walk through unharmed. Maybe that might have been what happened there too. Alright, either way, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern to see Game 2 between these players. I hope it's as good as Game 1, because wow, that was crazy. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.